Good evening. We present the news summary. The Supreme Court has asked the prosecution to wrap up its case by the 22nd of this month to allow the defense ample time to prepare its response. This is in the Arms and Prevention of Terrorism case against Mukesh and Laura Valabji, Leslie Benoiton, Leopold Payette, and Frank Magui.
And this morning, Chief Justice Ronnie Govindan ruled that the prosecution can produce the report of an inquiry in court as evidence. It's a board recommended by the Defense Forces that carried out the inquiry after a Glock pistol issued to the third accused in this case, Leslie Benoiton, went missing in 2014. The Chief Justice cited several precedents and laws before delivering his judgment. The defense, particularly through Mr. Benoiton's lawyer Basil Wao, had argued that the report has no relevance to the current case as Mr. Benoiton has not been charged with illegal possession of a Glock pistol. This Friday, Brigadier Michael Rosette and Chief of Staff Jean Atala will be back in court to confirm the report.
The Minister for Health, Peggy Vidot, has briefed the National Assembly on moves by WHO member countries to start a process to draft and negotiate a convention to strengthen pandemic prevention, preparedness and response. Minister Vidot said she felt it was necessary to brief MNAs on the issue as they would be the ones who will eventually have to ratify the treaty. She noted that some members of the public have not fully grasped the intentions of the proposed treaty, which is still being negotiated, and if it eventually comes into force, no country will allow it to encroach on their sovereignty. Residents of Cascade who were affected by the explosion of the 7th December of last year and who are not satisfied with the reparation work done by contractors may submit to government a new quotation of the work they feel should still be done on their homes. This follows complaints made by some residents of Cascade that certain contractors were not doing a good job in repairing their homes. The CEO of the Seychelles Infrastructure Agency, Jitesh Shah, said the agency is aware that some of the reparation work were done in a rush to allow the residents to return to their homes.
For the immediate works that were done at Cascade, we did have a group of 5 contractors that were assisting us with free labor. At the end of the day, it was voluntary labor from their side, and we had an arrangement with STC on a credit facility for us to get materials from them, and the contractor was provided with those materials, and they were undertaking the works that needed to be done. The intention at the time was we were looking at it as emergency works to allow people to return back into their houses as fast as possible. Basically make the area safe. So we're talking about electrical works, ceiling works, where there were leaks in the roof, etc., etc. So this was the intention from the start. There are people who are very happy with the works that were done. Certainly there are people who were not too happy. There were certain areas which we went and we also felt that the work was a little substandard, and we asked the contractor to address that. And then there are other areas where we also had to take into account the fact that some of these houses are very old. There are certain limitations as to how much we could make the new works really look up to the standard that they needed to be. So with that group we had 47 cases where we undertook the works ourselves through the contractors that we had doing voluntary works for us. However, moving forward, we've explained to the people who have come forward with concerns, and it's an opportunity perhaps for us to reach out to more people who are not aware, that if they feel that the works that had been done by the contractors that the government had brought to their homes on a voluntary basis, they're not too happy with the works, or there's a little minor finishing touch-ups that need to be done, we encourage them to go out and get quotations similar to the people who are getting quotations for their entire renovation works. And we will assess it, and we will make sure that it's reasonable, and follow the same procedure where we will be able to give them the funds required for them to pay a contractor to do the works.
The Seychelles Port Authority partners and stakeholders have reviewed a draft merchant shipping regulation. The regulation is in line with the Port Victoria Management Information System, which was launched in October last year. The draft merchant shipping regulation can be accessed on the SMSA's website, and the SMSA is advising stakeholders and partners to email any concerns or suggestions that they may have. The regulation is expected to come into effect before July. The Institute of Early Childhood Development, IECD, has organized a dialogue under the theme Inspire Inclusion in Early Childhood. This coincides with Women's Day, which is on the Friday, the 8th of March. Participants included representatives from early childhood care and education sector and civil societies. The director of the home-based childcare, Nathalie Moustache, said that it is mostly women who are engaged in early childhood development, so it was important that they got together to discuss issues affecting children's early development.
The dialogue today that has been organized by IECD in collaboration with the Eden Bleu Hotel, I would say that it has been very successful. All the participants were able to give insight on various issues affecting children, especially those with special needs. And they have also brought forward some challenges with regards to the implementation of inclusion in Seychelles. In various areas, in health, social, education, civil society, and even the parliament. We were very honored also today to have Honorable Larue to share her perspective with regards to the laws in Seychelles and all the various issues that are affecting children, especially those with special needs. So there are some things that they have brought up, some issues that some of these things that we are already implementing. Some of them are being included in the National Action Plan. And also there are some very practical suggestions and recommendations that we as an institute we need to discuss further and also bring them at the level of the government to see how best we can devise programs, put in place infrastructures, or amend and review policies that will help children with all children, and especially those with special needs.
55 military officers from different countries of the Indian Ocean took part in the practical part of the Cutlass military exercise. The practical activity comes after a one-week theory session. The soldiers learned how to detect, approach, and board a ship suspected of illegal activity and, where necessary, to arrest and intercept the ship. The exercise was carried out on the Seychelles Coast Guard ship, Le Vigilant. And this was the news summary. Thank you for your attention.